Hello everyone, today we are cooking and we are making creamy lemon pasta with crispy lemon chicken. And we have with us today 2 chicken breasts, some parsley, onion. We're all gonna get to that soon. We have our 3 mixing bowls we're gonna cook the chicken with. We have the flour with black pepper, lemon pepper seasoning, salt, chili pepper, onion powder, and Italian seasoning, and a couple other spices. And we have our egg, whisked egg, and Panko with Italian seasoning and other seasonings in it. And the whisked egg has a zest of lemon inside of it. Now, a lot of you have been asking me to post or to put in the description all the instructions and the specific ingredients and everything, to write it down for y'all, and I will definitely start doing that. So if you want more detailed instructions, if you want verbatim the exact amounts of everything you're supposed to put into everything and how you're supposed to do it and when to do it, written out, check in the description box below. You will see, I will write down specifically everything that y'all will need for a more detailed version of this. So we're gonna get started. So the first thing we're gonna do is cut the chicken breasts. We're gonna take 2 large or medium-sized chicken breasts. We're gonna simply cut them in half as so. And then once you've done that, we're gonna take the breast and put it on this saran wrap. You're gonna cover it like this. You're gonna cover it in saran wrap. Make sure you lay the saran wrap sheet, lay the chicken on saran wrap, and cover the rest. And then you take a meat tenderizer, smooth end, not prickly end, and you just go ahead and beat it. Now, keep in mind the chicken breast is completely wrapped in saran wrap, so there is no salmonella or anything getting on the countertop. It's completely wrapped, so don't worry about any of that. And there's the top, remember the top is also wrapped, so there's nothing getting on the tenderizer either. So you beat the chicken to tenderize it, so it'll taste even better whenever it's ready to be eaten. So I think this is about good, in my opinion. Now, y'all can, let me just want y'all know, y'all can basically tenderize it however much y'all want to, or y'all can not tenderize it at all, but it won't be that great if you don't tenderize it at all, so I suggest that y'all do tenderize it. Now, how tender you want it to be, that's up for you to decide. Maybe a little more. Still pretty thick. Chicken breasts are, very hard, so they take a lot of tenderizing. All right, I think it's about good. Now keep in mind, this part is completely subjective. You do however much you want. There is no set amount. So this part is completely subjective. You tenderize however much you want. So once you've got your meat tenderized, we're gonna start by taking your chicken. You're gonna drop it in the flour. Run it through there a little bit. And then once you've got it through the flour, you're gonna put it in the egg. And then once it's been in the egg, you're gonna put it in the panko. Make sure it's nice and covered in crisps. And then once that's done, you're gonna put it on a pan. We're about to start cooking it. And then we'll go from here. All right, so once you've got your chicken done and seasoned, you've got it covered in your flour, your egg, and then the panko. You're gonna take a pan, put it on medium heat, and then you're going to cover it in olive oil or any other oil you want. Mostly any oil that you want to. We use olive oil. It's the best, in our opinion. So once you've got your pan covered in olive oil, you're gonna wait for it to heat up. So once the oil is hot, we're gonna add the chicken. Oh, make sure you do this very slowly. As you know, oil can be very crazy, so make sure when you add the chicken, you do it very carefully. Now, do not crowd your pan. If the pan, or if it's too, now I'm not gonna fit all these, but, so I'm only gonna put 2, so do not crowd your pan in this situation, because they will not cook right if you crowd your pan. So only put enough to comfortably fit in the pan. Like so. So while the chicken is frying, the water has now reached a rolling boil, and we're gonna add the fettuccine pasta. Yes, fettuccine, not fettuccine. In Italian, E is A. Add that in. And then we're gonna start stirring and wait for the pasta to be ready. So once your chicken is done frying, it's gonna be a nice golden brown color like this. I'd say for each side, which is what I did, was about 5 minutes on each side, because the other ends look the exact same. Now the chicken is not cooked all the way though. It's still pink in the middle. So you'll put your oven at 400 degrees Fahrenheit, and you will put the chicken in until it's done. And in order to know it's done, you will cut in the insides in the middle, and then when it's completely white on the inside, then you'll know it's done. So we'll just put the chicken in the oven until then. All right, we are now in the final stages of the dish, and we're gonna start chopping our garlic and our onion, and then we're gonna add that to the pan, and we're gonna actually start making the main base of the cheese. So let's get started. Okay, that was the worst onion I've ever chopped. I've chopped plenty of onions in my life, but that one, oh my God, I don't know what it was, but that one was the worst. That's why I need to get this thing. A couple years ago, I had a weird fear of nuclear war, so I asked for this thing for Christmas, and it's a real gas mask. It really works. But yeah, all right, so the onions are done, and the garlic is done, so now we're gonna chop the Parmesan. I'm gonna get started on that right now. All right, so we're in the final processes now, and we have our pan at medium heat. And once we do this, we're gonna add 1 stick of butter to the pan, like so. And then as soon as you add your butter, I know you'd expect to only use butter, but as soon as you add your butter, you're gonna get half a cup of olive oil. Once you've added the olive oil, you're gonna add your onions and garlic. And this is about 1 small onion and 1 tablespoon of garlic is roughly what this is. Let this stir it as it heats up. So once your butter, olive oil, onions, and garlic get to this stage, you're gonna have 1 zest of lemon. Basically, you're just gonna peel the skin of a lemon like so. So once you've got your zest lemon added, you're going to add 1 tablespoon of lemon juice. Got a little thing like this. Or you can actually peel a lemon and actually juice it, whatever you want to do. All right, so you're gonna need So you're gonna need 1 tablespoon of lemon juice after you've added your lemon zest. Take a squeezer like this and squeeze it into the tablespoon, or you can get already made lemon juice, whatever you want to do, but I use this. And that's 1 tablespoon of lemon juice. You can add more. Oh. Make sure you stir immediately as soon as you add that. Everything's hot, so it's gonna want to react very highly. So stir, or hell, if you want to add the whole lemon, you can go ahead and do that. I guess we'll do that right now. I basically just put half a lemon in there. I took a lemon, cut it in half, put it in here, put the whole thing in there. You don't have to put 1 tablespoon. If you want to put 1 tablespoon, if you absolutely do want to put 1 tablespoon, go ahead. But I just put a whole half lemon. After you've added your lemon juice, you're going to take half a tablespoon of red pepper flakes, put it in, and start to stir that around. Real quick, just so you know, the onions are not burning. They are supposed to be brown like this, like the way they are now. They're supposed to be like this, so they're not burning. If, as you can see, it's supposed to be like this, they're supposed to be brown, they're supposed to cook down, because they're not supposed to be that big, so you really want your onions to turn brown and cook down. That is what you really want. All right, so now we add 3 cups, or 2 cups, however many you want, of half and half. Now listen to me when I say this. It is absolutely important that when you make this recipe and you add the half and half to the hot pan, that the half and half be hot itself or warm. It cannot under any circumstance be cold. If you put cold half and half into the hot pan, it's gonna curd up and it's gonna be thick and it's gonna be in clumps and it's gonna be messy. It's not gonna be good. So please listen to me when I say, do not put cold or cool half and half into the hot pan. Make sure your half and half is, I'm not even gonna say room temperature, make sure it's warm. Make sure you put it in the microwave. Make sure it has like a little bit of steam coming off of it. It needs to be, I'd say hot. Hot is the best way. So now, let's focus back on the pan. Remember, hot half and half on a hot pan. Do not put cold half and half onto this hot pan. All right. Let it stir for a minute. All right, so once it's been on the pan for a while, we're gonna wait till it starts getting bubbly, when it really gets hot, before we add the cheese. All right, so now the mixture is very hot, so we're gonna add the Parmesan cheese, as so. And this is about 2 cups of grated Parmesan. I guess you can add as much cheese if you want, if you're really a cheese lover, like I am. But this is 2 cups of Parmesan right here. So after that, now we're gonna add the last bit of seasoning to our mixture. We're gonna turn off the heat for just a minute. Right over here. Yeah, just turn off the, whoops. Make sure the heat's turned off so it won't get too thick or it won't try to stick. It won't try to stick to the bottom. So each of these are gonna be 1 teaspoon. And so we're gonna have 1 teaspoon of onion powder, put that in, and then we're gonna have 1 teaspoon of 1 teaspoon of lemon pepper, add that in, and then 1 teaspoon of black pepper, then we're going to start mixing this around. Once you got all those in there, start mixing this. Turn the heat back on to low, very low heat, because your mixture should still be very hot. So just put very low heat on it. And then the last thing we're going to do is we're going to add 1 handful of chopped fresh parsley. Once you got this, you're going to add 1 handful, or about a little bit of fresh parsley to it. Not much. Then mix this in. Oops. Just like the dish I made on Saturday, I guess some of you, a lot of you talked about how much y'all loved spinach. And I guess if y'all wanted to add spinach to this, I guess y'all could. I'm not going to. I mean, if I make this again in the future, then I probably will, just to see what it's like. But there's a little bit of parsley to let that cook, bake in. All right, so now I think it's time to add our pasta. Oh yes, another thing. So we're gonna have about half a cup of pasta water. Pasta water is the water that comes from the pasta. So we're gonna get This is quite a big one. The other one's in the sink, so I'm just gonna use this one. So we're gonna have one, oh wait, no. Here's a little one. So we're gonna have half a cup of pasta water. That's a quarter of a cup. One more. Another quarter of a cup. Add that in. And then we have our pasta water. Keep stirring that in. Make sure it gets all hot and thick. Or not too thick, but all hot and mixed in. All right, it is time to add our pasta. We're gonna start adding that right now. So our chicken's been out of the oven for quite a while now, and so we're gonna start to cut it so we can put it on the pasta. Then cut it like so. Kind of put it a little bit back together to make it look like it's still kind of intact, but even though it's not, it's gonna look like this. Now we're gonna go put it on the pasta. So now that the pasta is done, we're gonna add the chicken. We're gonna put the chicken on top. Remember to add your chicken to the top. Do not mix it in. I mean, if you want to, you can, but this recipe does not call for that. All right, and this is the finished result. You're gonna have your pasta on bottom and your chicken layered on top. And I mean, if you want to mix it in together, you can, but this is just the way the recipe calls for it, and this is the way we're gonna do it. But you do whatever you want. All right, the dish is done and we're sitting down for dinner. Go ahead and taste.
All right, here we go.
Very good.
Oh my gosh.
That is good.
Being serious?
Very good, yeah.
No, I'm very serious. That is amazing.
Yeah.
So delicious.
All right. All right, I hope y'all love this dish as much as we do. Thank you for joining me. Another day of cooking with Ben. And y'all have a good day. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye, y'all.
Bye. Thank you. Bye-bye.